Just 1 week ago today, I was filming this. But today, we're filming this. Welcome back to Cass, West Virginia, home of the Cass Scenic Railroad, and also home of the largest collection of Shea locomotives. We are back for a third year to document the incredible parade of steam. And it's an event I've come to love and enjoy, and to be able to present to all of you who love it just as much. Joining me today is going to be our friends Matt PG and our friend Dan. We're positioned right over there in the shade. We got chairs, tripods, cameras, drinks. We're ready for an incredible day of steam and power and history rolling right in front of us, just steps away from our seats. My plan this year is to keep things rather simple. I'm going to be filming with 3 different cameras. That may not sound simple, but it is for me, because one camera is going to be up in the air for some high, tall shots with my X5. You guys right here are going to be either handheld or low to the ground. And I'll be using my Panasonic for some close, zoomed in, detailed shots. But I'm going to stay in one area this time instead of running all around, trying to do too much. I want to enjoy it myself as much as everyone else, and as much as you guys watching as well. So, and also later on, once the parade's over, we're heading to a location to catch the 2 p.m. excursion, where we'll be able to see these trains in action once more. So if you're ready for an incredible day of steam and history, you know what to do. Just come along with me. And when you're here too, you could also take a tour around the ruins of the old mill. I made a video of that on my first visit here. I will link it down below in the description, where I did cover some of the history, details, got you some aerial footage and ground footage around the whole property. It's a pretty incredible sight. And that's why the whole Shea locomotive industry is down here, because they were lumber trains. They were pulling the lumbers from the mountains, bringing them down here to the mill for processing. And as you can hear, the locomotives are going to be getting ready pretty soon. Going to get you some close detailed shots with my Panasonic filling at the water tower. Now, staging does start at 10 o'clock. Parade starts at 10:30. We got here about 9 o'clock. And it looks like they're going to start staging a little bit earlier. They're topped off with water. And love the plumes of smoke coming out. These are all coal-fired locomotives. Woo! So number 5 that we saw up close and personal was built in 1905 for the original Cass-based railroad in West Virginia, the Spruce Lumber Company, Greenbrier and Elk River Railroad. It's the oldest and longest operating shay at Cass, and it's also the official steam locomotive of West Virginia. So this one right here is shay number 6, weighs in at 160 tons. It was built by the Lehman Locomotive Works in 1945 for the steep grades of Western Maryland Railway's Chaffee branch between Chaffee, West Virginia and Vindex, Maryland. Spent just 4 years in active service hauling coal for the railroad before retirement. It's also known as Big 6. It's also known as Big 6, and it's my favorite locomotive of the whole collection. Also, not to be mistaken too, there are 2 number 6s here. One's a shay, one's a Heisler. The way you could tell is by the Heisler has like those big side pistons, where the shay has the up and down mechanical gears. Also it says shay on the side too, but they're similar. They're both lumber locomotives, but different manufacturers, different styles. So that's my point of view here. I got my 360 camera right in front of me, Panasonic's right there, and then we got Matt right here. He's got his Canon, right?
Yep.
And he's getting some vertical footage for social media. Dan's joining us as too. After he did some shopping over there in the vendors, did some damage. So we're about 6 minutes away from the parade starting. All the locomotives are stationed up there. As we've seen in the past, they'll come down in like pairs or sets, and the grand finale will be all 5 of them at once. It's really ear-piercing, really loud, but I'm gonna be able to get you some good shots, both zoomed in and close to the ground, because this year they have a tape here keeping us back behind the line. So with this though, 10 feet long, don't worry, I'll get you nice and close. Holy cow. I'm gonna need a hearing aid after that. These locomotives are so unique, not only from the way they sound, the way they look, the way they operate, but a couple distinctions of when you see Shays is that the boiler is offset. It's not dead center. It's off to the left-hand side running side because of all the geared traction motors, which makes it an all-wheel drive locomotive. All these gears propel the wheels and even the tender. So it's low speed, a lot of torque, a lot of low end power, capable of climbing steep grades, pulling a lot of weight. But that's why these were such a in-demand locomotive, because traditional locomotives just can't operate in the West Virginia mountains. But these could. Shays, Heislers, and Climaxes. I think the Shays are my favorite. Big 6 right here and number 5. But feel free to let me know which locomotive of the 5 here is your favorite. So like usual, after the parade was over, Matt, Dan, and myself would grab lunch, did a little bit of shopping, did buy myself 2 new hats. This is one of them. You'll see the other one in a future video. Dan said he wasn't sure if he's going to join us, but Matt and myself are here at our favorite crossing for the 2 p.m. excursion. This is Gum Road, and I don't think there's anything special pulling today, because last year this place was loaded with people, over probably 100 people here, and there's not a lot of room. Right now there's only maybe 5 or 6 of us, but my plan is to stand in a new area, which is right here in the woods a little bit. So I have my Panasonic for a nice tight shot as it arrives, coming up the hill, climbing the grade, and you guys will be handheld as it passes by. Super shady here, so we're gonna be nice and cool and comfortable. And the great thing is that you hear the train coming before you even see it. And it starts climbing that grade. It's working pretty good climbing that incline, so it sounds incredible, echoes through the valley, and between both cameras, I think we'll cover it pretty well. After that, I'll share a few additional thoughts about the 2026 Parade of Steam here at Cass. Still here climbing the grade, and some last second arrivals coming to catch the action. And special shout out to engineer of Heisler number 6, the second locomotive pushing. He actually recognizes me each and every year. He's seen my video for my first visit here 3 years ago, and each and every time he sees me, he always gives me a wave, a little smile. So good to see him again and to see him featured in that climb. As usual, this event does not disappoint. It is phenomenal. Me and Matt were talking, we're gonna be back year after year. And obviously there's only so many different angles and shots I could give you, but I do my best to try to give you at least a nice, clean, good sounding, entertaining video to watch. And each location we go to, I try to vary it up a little bit. For example, here, I was further in the woods, used my Panasonic this time. And then for the parade, got creative with my X5 10-foot pole. But weather, phenomenal this year. By far the best weather we've ever had for these events. It's in the low 70s, low humidity. We're not sweating at all. Absolutely perfect. Great crowd that came out. A lot of vendors this year. It keeps getting bigger and better each and every year. And also, probably the most amount of people that have recognized me down here. Usually I get recognized regularly in Pennsylvania, but down here, West Virginia, specifically at the Cass Parade of Steam, 4 people said hello to me. So those of you who did, nice to meet you. Glad you took a second to say hello. And for those of you who did watch this video to the end, would love to hear your thoughts on what you thought of not only the parade, but also the crossing action. And like I said before, let me know what your favorite locomotives are. For me, definitely number 5, the oldest, and Big 6, the biggest. Big thanks to Matt for driving me today. And Dan did join us, but bailed on this action here. We'll see him later on at the hotel. But thanks so much for coming along, for joining us once again for our annual tradition at the Cass Scenic Railway Parade of Steam. Take care, thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.